Awesome. So yesterday I woke up great, like I got up before my alarm. So I've been setting my alarm for 7:30, waking up at 7:15, actually getting up, so really happy. I went and had a chat with my neighbour across the road. He was really helpful and actually helped me to see that when I feel like I'm not achieving anything, I'm actually achieving quite a lot because I still blog and make videos and write descriptions every single day, even on days where I feel like I'm not doing anything. I'm still achieving that. And he's like, you can tell there's a lot of work and effort being put into it. And that really helped me. And then I had to go and get my laser tattoo removal bullshit yesterday. I'm still doing that. The dots on my tattoo that are going. Anyway, my lady that does it is awesome. So I was like, can I please film this for my channel? And she was like, if you want to. So I'm like on the bed, staying real still while holding my camera while she's doing laser on my back. So that was interesting.
Sounds delightfully pleasant.
It really was. Now, I got the cream right this time, so I didn't feel too much of it. So it was good. So the thing is, though, everything was going well. I was up, I was happy, I was feeling whatever. I got home and I'd started reading the ADHD book this in the morning before I went and spoke to the neighbour and did that. And then when I got home, I was reading this ADHD book, as I have been. And I swear to God, every time I read something about ADHD and how my life could have been better, it triggers me so bad. I spent from 1:30 yesterday afternoon until I fell asleep last night crying on and off basically the whole afternoon. And I couldn't get out of it because, like, I was talking to my friend and she's like, you need to change the narrative in your head because it just, I don't even know how to explain it. It was like the feeling of, oh my God, you are never going to be able to do another degree. Your brain is so broken. You are failing already. You've told yourself you do this amount of study each day. We're now in April. I've not done fuck all. I've got everything sorted. The wall's done. The notes are done. And I just feel like I'm stuck. And I just sunk so bad yesterday that I literally just went to bed and cried and just couldn't really stop crying. And then I made a video about it because, you know, that's what I do. I share in everything. That's got more views than fucking the rest of them, obviously.
Okay.
But
And what did you determine when you did reflective videos last night?
I make videos in those states because, as I said in the video, when I'm in my darkest moments, I don't need to see people who have come through their depression or their bad times and they're happy. I need to see people in the fucking hole with me. I need to know I'm not alone. And by sharing my dark moments, I direct them at audiences who are like, if you're feeling the way I'm feeling, I want you to know you're not alone. But my biggest revelation was that I was absolutely 100% kidding myself that I'm ever going to stop vaping weed. Like, that's just stupid. I mean, you know, I am taking the THC oil. The doctor said it was 3 times the amount of recreational dosage. I feel nothing high. Like, THC is what makes you high. It is helping my pain, which is fantastic. So I'm not vaping during the day. It's not having the high effect, which I was told it would. So that's even better. But yeah,
The thing about the videos last night and how you were feeling yesterday is a series of stuff, okay? The first thing is, when you're doing these videos, whilst you might be talking to an audience about if you're feeling this way, then you're not alone, then you're also, by definition, connecting with people and therefore not being alone yourself.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's why I do them, because I need to know I'm not alone. Like, if you ever watch one of my videos, you will see, like, I talk directly to an audience. Like, this morning, I'm like, hey, guys, so sorry about last night. I watched it back, you know, I'm feeling better. Like, I don't talk to the camera like I'm talking to me. I'm talking like I'm talking to you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And that also gives you an element of distance and reflection.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to focus on. Like I said, mostly it's the fact that I just feel like I've set myself up to fail, in the sense, like, I feel like I've done all this preparation and then when it gets to it, I get stuck. And the ADHD thing last night, I honestly said to myself in the camera, I was like, it almost feels like being diagnosed officially, even though technically the meds, the knowledge, learning, all of that's fantastic, but it's something that's fucking with me that I don't understand. Absolutely none of my other conditions make me feel the way this diagnosis does. It's like I'd be better off if I didn't know. And I know that's not the case, but it's how I feel.
Okay.
And it's psychologically screwing with me.
So you have this story in your head that the ADHD is going to ruin your life and prevent you from doing all these things, which is a story.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not a truth, it's a story.
Yeah, but that's what I said to Rachel yesterday. I was like, I hear what you're saying, get out of your head, but when it's not even a conscious thought, it's just a feeling of what the fuck have I done? Like, I'm a nobody. I'm broken on so many levels. How do I ever truly believe that I'm going to be able to do this? And yeah, on days like yesterday, they're not fun. They're not as bad as they used to be. That's what I'm holding on to.
It's a bit like we need you to engage in some radical acceptance about the ADHD. At the end of the day, you have no power in this situation. Whilst you have power over your actions, you have power about implementing strategies, you have power about commitment to change, you have power over those things. But the why me kind of situation, this isn't fair, those things aren't helping you.
That's exactly where I was though, yesterday. This isn't fair, over and over again, just crying.
Yeah. And then why is this happening? How come this is the case? Those sorts of questions, and the what if this was different? What if that was different? Look back on my life and all the things that I could or could not have had. It isn't helping anything. It's just going to perpetuate your suffering.
Yeah, like I said, about 1:30 until 7:30 when I went to sleep last night, I cried on and off the entire fucking time. Yeah, I've been going to bed super early because it's just, yeah. Okay. I live by myself, daylight savings being over is awesome. And yeah, I'm normally ill, but like I'm not using the TV, I'm trying to read.
You've given up your TV.
Well, I've got the TV remote back, but that was because I got depressed and I wanted a day just watching crap. But yeah, like I think I definitely am past that point. I'm not.
So we need to, going back to this, we need to consider the radical acceptance of what's happened. You have ADHD, we can't change it. We can't change the diagnosis. Yes, we can change, as I said, all these things. However, we can't change it.
I know we can't, but why does it make me feel...
We can't get the opportunities back. We can't do those things. You've got to accept and grieve for the process. And with that, there's some pain.
Grieving. That's what I said in my video. I'm grieving, but I feel like this all started, over 6, 8, 10 months ago, roughly. And I'm like, why am I still grieving?
Because you've had a whole life of opportunities that you feel like you've missed out on. Because until right now, you feel like your illness has taken over your whole world.
Yeah, and then I hear my mother in my head going, just take your bloody pills and get on with it. And then that makes me feel like 1,000 times worse.
Yeah, because if you, could control the whole world and everything was fine, then, it would be world peace and no one would have issues and I'd be out of a job and that's okay.
I know,
please,
right?
Get on with it, yeah. Please, yes.
I know, it's like, just click my fucking fingers and it's all better, but it's like, I don't know, like...
Are there things that you can do to change that acceptance here, though?
I don't know. It's like, I get it. I'm happy. I'm medicated. The medication is working. Ritalin is way better than dexamphetamine.
But you're not really committed to this idea. You're like, yeah, but. No. Remember the yeah, buts? You're not allowed to say but. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess when you say it like that, I feel like I truly believed that I could do this. I could get into the next degree. I'm smart enough. I actually am intelligent enough to be able to do this. I feel like that's the case. Yet, ever since the stupid fucking diagnoses, it's like, but no, that's exactly it. But I can't figure out how to get past it.
Nothing changed from before the diagnosis till now, except for the label.
That's what I've been telling myself. Nothing's changed. So why does it feel like everything got harder? Makes no sense.
To be honest, it's because now we have a label scapegoat.
Yeah, like I said, it's the diagnosis screwing with me because before I
Now,
knew
if
it,
I don't get it's, but it's also an excuse. Yeah, but so it's like, let's use an example. I could go for a walk, but it's raining.
yeah,
Well, I could go for a walk and it can be raining.
I get it.
And here's the situation for you. I could get into this new course and this degree, but I have ADHD. Well, you could get in and have ADHD. People do.
That's what I'm trying to remind myself. But look, I'm feeling a lot better today, but yesterday was a nightmare.
Yeah, because you got caught in that cycle. Write on a piece of paper like this, just write but on this side and then cross it out and write and
Okay.
underneath it. And
I
that
like
was
that.
going to be your mantra.
Well, and.
But and.
Okay, I'm
I
doing that.
could go out with my friends, but I'm tired.
Yeah, I did that the other day, actually. I was like, couldn't be fucked, but then I did.
You're sort of compromising the things in your life that are the things that make you more satisfied and quote happier. You know, if you don't engage in the things in life that are pleasurable and great because excuse gets in the way, then you're not really living your life. You're not being fulfilled.
Well, that's exactly right. So, I don't know.
Except, hey, I can't control some things. I can't control when it's raining. I can control if I go for the walk.
Yeah, I realized that like this morning I pulled myself out of it. I was like, okay, I've got to do my washing. I need to wash my hair. I'm taking Boss to the dog park. I've done all of those. Yes. See, you don't seem to realize that I make daily videos, yeah? So you should see this morning's one. I'd been out of bed for about 2 minutes when I turned my camera on and my hair was to here. Because it was. It's like this. And it's just, none of it phases me because it's real life, you know?
You don't have to pretend to be anything but real. And that's okay. And I think, your videos give you a really great opportunity to be genuine.
Oh, I know. I'm authentic. Yeah, that's why I've got a lot of views. Like, I'm actually incredibly proud of my website. Like, the amount of work and effort and everything that goes into it because, like, yeah, like, I mean, I don't know.
But with that, there's also sacrifice.
Go on and explain.
Anything that you do that takes time, energy, effort, and vulnerability requires an element of sacrifice.
Well, that makes sense because
open a business, you work really hard. Somebody has to vacuum the floors. You go, you commit to a change in lifestyle. You have to tolerate the discomfort of, I don't know, skipping brownies or going to the gym. Like you have to do those things to commit to, for example, abstinence of substances or vaping. You have to tolerate that there's a series of consequences that go to that. Tolerance of, whilst it might be a very positive outcome, there could be a lot of, the classic pros and cons list.
Well, when it comes to the vaping, the other day I did, because I'm taking the oil.
Yeah.
And I took some, and then it was
like
just
a little dropper, in like your water or something. Or?
No, you just take it straight. It's just a little bottle with a little syringe thing, and you just. But
like baby Panadol.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
But I took some, and then I went into my room without thinking, and I picked up my vape, and then I looked at my vape, and I was like, "No, Olivia, bad Olivia, put the vape down, Olivia." And I did, and I walked away, and I didn't touch it until that evening, and so far I'm doing all right. Yesterday I had some obviously in the afternoon, but I'd been fucking crying for I don't even know how many hours, and I'd taken everything else I could think of, and I was like, it's time for a vape. So, and I'm okay with that.
So what you're saying is that at some point in your day yesterday, the distress and the vulnerability and overwhelming feelings got so big that you used the vape to try to dull the feelings.
That's exactly what I did. And it worked.
Of course it works.
It's weed. It's amazing. It's the best medicine in the planet.
And if it's not a problem for your life and your career or your health or whatever, then that's something that is well within your rights to choose. If it becomes problematic, then you have to choose something different.
Yeah, which is why I've switched to the oils for the day, because vaping during the day I can't study, whereas I actually can study now because it is helping.
Yeah.
But it's not giving me that I'm stoned feeling, which is great.
Wow. Yeah.
So I'm happy in that one.
So good choice.
So there's another thing I wanted to talk about.
Do you feel like you have all the things for the radical acceptance? We're going to have to grieve, accept,
Grieve and
tolerate.
accept. Yeah, I know.
Because at the end of the day, having a tantrum does not change anything. Why me? Because.
I know, radical acceptance.
You have ADHD? Just because. There's a lot of reasons, but just because. And at the end of the day, we can't change it. You're powerless. You have to accept that there's an element of, I can't fix this, because it's from before. Previous traumas, previous issues, previous things. We can't go back in time. I'm not that special.
Yeah.
So we have to go do what we can. We have to say, okay,
Yeah.
that was then. This is now. Doesn't change the fact saying but. Doesn't change.
Yeah, well, I've done what you said. Butts crossed out. And on the other side.
Love it.
So I'll do it. Now, with this volunteer job, even though it's like volunteer online stuff, they do have these weekly catch-ups every week, and they've been talking about a number of different things coming together as a group in the public and doing stuff.
Like voluntarily?
Yeah.
Like you don't. What if you don't catch up?
No, like the online catch-ups on Monday's fine, but like say for example, they're good. They've used a few different things, like they're getting sponsored by different people and different stuff. And anyway, the whole point of this conversation is, how much I do not want to be vaccinated,
Yes,
but I'm effectively booked in for it on Monday. I don't know how I feel. Yeah, as it is Thursday today. And I booked in for it on Monday, and I just don't know what the fuck. I'm convincing myself that it's okay. I've spoken to my doctor. She said, out of all of the vaccines, the Novavax one is the latest one to come out. She said it's completely differently made. She said got less side effects because it's had more time to research, blah, blah, blah. She's obviously very aware that I don't want to be vaxxed either.
Yeah.
And, she's been supporting that. But I really, it was fine when it didn't affect me so much. But I now really do feel like it is affecting me. Now, I had the gut instinct with the original ones that came out that was just absolutely no fucking way on hell on earth I'm not taking them. It made me physically feel like something was going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't get that feeling with this one. But my mind, on the other hand, still playing tricks on me. And
You're also very stubborn.
I know I'm very stubborn. That's my shitty ego.
Yeah. So there's a few things. One, you have to decide. If the doctors were to say to you, okay, let's introduce something which categorically in your head would affect you negatively. That's your opinion of, the random other medication that we've all had. Okay? Then, I understand that you haven't wanted to do that. And you're telling me now that there's another medicine which won't do that to you, which could open doors for you. Tell me in the pros and cons list, what's the con? And part of it being, one of the cons is I'm stubborn.
Okay, then. I would have thought that was a... Oh, con, yeah, okay. Oh... I don't know. The pros, I guess, are easier to do.
About getting the Novavax is that you get.
Well, the good things about them, if I do get it, I guess, is the fact that I'm still struggling with the studying in my own head, being by myself. Now, I called the local library, and they're like, "You can't come unless you're vaccinated."
Yes.
So, in that sense, if I'm vaccinated, I could go and study at the library if I wanted to. I'm really good at getting up and doing stuff when I have to go somewhere. I've got something on. Obviously, I'd like to be able to go to functions that this workplace does. They're being sponsored by...
You're a social butterfly. You do very well in social situations, yes.
Yeah, I do my own hidden when I'm in isolation for too long. It's like I like my own company, but Jesus, it's too much sometimes,
Less isolation. More social connection.
It doesn't make any sense why I feel like this. Like I said, the original ones, the gut feeling, yes, I listened to it. You were aware of all of that. I don't have that anymore. It is a mental thing. I'm very against the mandates. I truly feel like it's against our human rights.
So this is why we have to do your pros and cons, because it's not about the government mandate. If you don't get vaccinated, pretty soon, probably very soon. Like Queensland just
I
made
know.
that.
That's what I'm thinking. Do I wait? Do I not? What am I doing? I'm so confused.
Do you feel like, let's leave government out of it for a minute. Do you feel like if you were to contract COVID, you would be at risk?
As I am?
Yes.
No.
Do you feel like a vaccine will add to your health or well-being in any way other than the social isolation?
No.
Okay. Will it help your mental health?
Maybe.
Will it help your academic career?
Definitely.
Will it help your social connection?
Yeah.
Okay. What are the cons about getting it other than, because I'm going to say yes, I'm sure there are some, Olivia, I just need you to tell me what they are.
That's the thing, I don't even know because I knew what...
Other than, I don't like being told to do this, because you don't ever do things because you're told to do it. You have to do things for your reasons. Now you're telling me Novavax will help you across a couple of the domains in your life, not all of them, and I appreciate that. And
I mean, it would get me to get back on campus. I mean, I hate being an online student. If I'm vaxxed by the time I go back, I'm back on campus. So that's obviously a huge plus.
Cons.
I don't know. It's my own fucking mind that's the con. I'm aware of that. This is why I needed to talk it out.
So we're gonna tolerate the stress, and we're gonna...
I'm pretty sure that I'll go on Monday and I'll get it and everything will be fine.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah. Like I said, the gut instinct I got with the first ones, there was nothing in this world that was going to make me get them. Nothing. I would have just...
Your GP says safe and you're, because there was some question marks.
My GP says... I mean, even she was very surprised when I was like, okay, what do I do? Like, you know how I feel, but now this is that. She's
falling all over herself I'll do it now.
She was, I think, like, I literally sent her a text message. I was like, you have no appointments available for a week and I need to have a conversation immediately. And I text her personal number on her day off. And I was like, I don't care when you call me, but please call me. And she called me the following day. Yeah. So I had a huge conversation with her about it. And she's like, look, she goes, I definitely think you've made the right decision about waiting. She goes, because there are less side effects, more studies done, more data. It's a completely different type. Like, I've obviously gone onto the government website and gone through and watched and read every single thing there is about all of them. But yeah, part of me does think maybe it's just my stubborn ego going, oh, I really think this is bullshit.
And I think I can be very clear as somebody who is vaccinated. I can say, of course it's bullshit. And I did it anyway because of the pros and cons list in my life. Made it clear that whilst I don't have to agree with all of it.
Yeah.
I just have to make it, I just made it work for me. So
I get that.
I thought to myself, like, I'll probably be fine if I get COVID. I'd probably be fine if this, whatever, but at the same time, I don't want to tolerate the cons.
No, I hear you.
So I was like, okay.
I get you. I know that. I mean, if I'm vaccinated, I can come to you without wearing that stupid mask, can't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
No, not yet, but yeah.
Soon
not
enough.
That mask, but yeah.
Soon enough, but I don't know.
Soon enough, they'll change it in a minute, like whatever.
I don't even know what to expect. I mean, everyone's been like, some people get sick, some people don't get sick. This is a new one. Like, I had to call so many places to even find someone to do this. Hardly anyone's doing it at the moment.
I'm not a COVID specialist, of course, but at the same time, I've got clients who are in their early 30s with young families who have been terribly, terribly unwell. And I have clients in their late 70s who are health compromised and who are just like, I'm pretty sure they may have gotten their test results mixed up because they were fine. So I don't know. I've seen it all. And
yeah, I imagine
more and more of it all the time. And I think, Olivia, it's a little bit about, okay, we're all probably going to get COVID, hopefully not right before my annual leave because...
Hopefully not.
I'd really like to get on the plane.
I mean, and that's another thing. I can't travel. I can't do anything. Like, just...
Yeah.
Even just going to my skin check, for the cancer skin check thing, the lady's like, I need to see your passport. And I was like, well, I don't have one of those. But
you're... yeah.
Like the vax one, and I was like, here's a negative test, and the look on her face said it all. Like, I don't know. I know it's ridiculous, and the thing is, I've got every other vax.
part of it is because you're stubborn, Olivia. Like before, it was I don't want to tolerate the consequences and the goop in the vaccines. But now you're saying there's no medical reason at this stage why you don't want to do this. You can't find any other reason than because it's unfair.
Yeah,
And
but everyone else had to suck it
you
up.
can continue this. You know, you have lived your life for the last X however long very well without a vaccine. Like you're already doing it. This is still a choice.
Oh, really? It's not. It's I fucking sick. How is it a choice?
Only because you can continue this. You could continue the same as you are now.
Yeah, except
there's no gun to your head. In order to do the other things that you want to do, yes, you have to. But you could continue this. That's the choice.
What? I'm so confused because I'm literally training in psychology, which is science. I very much believe in the science. I believe in testing and research, and I've got all other vaccines. Every time I've been overseas, I've been vaccinated. Everything is fine. I think the only other thing is, I mean, and my friends keep telling me I'm mad, but it's like every time I talk to a different person who's not vaccinated, they all agree in the sense of like, yes, I know there's only so much data and research that has been done given how long COVID has existed, but you know, I had someone say to me, until someone is got every single thing I've got with every single medication I take, and then they know it's fine, it's like, I know it's hard. I don't know.
There's still always an outlier, Liv.
A what?
You know, an outlier. You can do as much of the research as you want, and research and correlations and causatives and all the things, effect sizes, you can do it all. And there's always one every now and again that pops up. You know, there's always some super healthy 25-year-old guy with no underlying health issues that's going to have a side effect. It's the truth.
I know, but they, you know, like I'm on so many medications, and the list of side effects clearly is like, if you take this, don't take this, and we don't know what this, and this, and this, and I'm just like, holy fuck,
There's
man.
a risk in both things.
Well, I'm booked in.
So you can be, like, the truth is, the informed consent only goes so far. At some point, there's a risk. There's a risk crossing the street. There's a risk in an airplane. There's a risk in the car. There's a risk everywhere.
They're all risks I'm good with.
Yeah.
You're right. Now that we've talked it out, it's I'm just so angry about it.
Yeah.
There's anger. Like, I think that, like, I truly don't want to be vaccinated against COVID, but I'm going to. Here's hoping it's all well.
Here's hoping, hopefully. Please advise on it.
Otherwise, it'll be like, fucking hell, I told you so.
Don't. True.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. You're right. Because I am booked in, like I said, it is. And I guess another thing that's bugging me is because I've watched so many people do backflips in regards to their jobs, and I've always been like, my morals and ethics trump all of that. And now it's like, I almost feel like I'm doing the same thing, but
and that's why we have to be very careful to distance from a mandate. As much as you can. Like, the mandates eventually will run out. Eventually. Will run out.
Yeah, but I would, obviously, if they're ever going to run out in the health department, it's going to be forever. It's going to be take fucking long time.
Yeah. Imagine how much money we spend on surgical masks. I know.
Yep.
I know.
I know, you're right. I'm sure it'll be fine, and just, I don't know, I guess I've just got the worst case scenario in my head, and it's
of course you do.
Scary,
and you know, I'll
maybe.
be really honest, when I had to go and get my test, and all the media and all the things and all the whatevers, I was like anxious. You know, I'm like the opposite of an anxious person. And I'm sitting in the appointment, like waiting for my thing, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I was like, meh. Then they gave me a lollipop, and it made it better.
I love it. Oh, that's funny. No.
My favorite flavor of Chupa Chup.
Well, there you go.
There's a pro. You get a Chupa Chup.
I know it's all, you know, everything's fine. I guess you're right when you break it down.
No, Liv, but here's the thing. I can't make that guarantee. I don't know.
No. I mean in the sense of.
I want you to, you know, yes, the government has these mandates, Is there anything that for you would be improved if you were to do this? Because the only reason to do it is if your life gets better somehow.
Yeah, I'd be able to go to campus for school, which I really need. And I'd be able to, like I said, go to work functions, which would be really helpful.
Yep. And
You
you would
know?
like that.
I would like that.
Okay.
I didn't
And
even
it
think I'd
will
be able to
be
go
a
to
while.
yoga because I had to message them because they were like, oh, it's in the park. And I was like, oh, that's okay. And then they're like, the weather's changing, so we're putting it into a studio. And I had to message and be like, I'm not vaxxed. Can I even come? You know, I did say, like, I'm getting vaxxed. I'm on my way. It's the Novavax one. And they were like, yeah, that's fine. It's privately rented out, but
So that's this weekend coming.
no, just been.
Oh, did you go?
Yeah.
Was it good?
Yeah. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. I want to be able to keep doing stuff with the work people I'm working with, like
Yeah.
people act like when you're a volunteer, it doesn't mean shit. It's like, I'm not getting paid to do a job that people get paid. It means shit. Like, of course I want to be able to meet them in person and
Of course.
they had a pub thing. They were getting sponsored and they wanted everyone to be there. It was in a pub. Obviously I couldn't go,
Do they still ask, like, this is how much of a life I have? Do they still ask?
Yeah.
Okay. I
Some
don't know what the
places.
COVID rules are right now, other than I have to wear stupid masks all the time. I know. My skin, look.
Yeah, it's annoying. I didn't realize you had to wear them still. I went to the chiropractor and they're like, "Where's your mask?" I was like, "The last 2 times I've been here, they told
I
me
think
not
only in
to."
healthcare, and they changed it recently. Healthcare, aged care, well, all the cares, and I think still public transport. But
Yeah,
they change it all the time. I can't keep up. I don't know.
I cannot keep up either, but that's all good. I'm definitely feeling better, so that's something.
Good.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just been weird. Weird. I don't know. Like I said, I've got to stop feeling like I'm failing.
It's it's the story you're telling yourself. Remember, not all stories are nonfiction.
Yep, I know. I know I'm doing the absolute best I can. So I guess I
Yes.
need to focus on that, right?
Well, when you get these stories, then you have to check what's really going on, like compare story versus reality. Like that's what happened with your neighbor. Your neighbor told you the reality of the situation. When you couldn't see it, your neighbor was like, "But aren't you doing this, this, and this?"
Yeah, I know,
Like,
right?
yes.
And I didn't. I didn't even recognize it until he pointed it out. Because when he first said, I don't know how you do it, I took it to mean I don't know how you pick up your camera in any state and talk and post. But he was like, no, I'm saying the amount of effort you put into this. Like, I'll send you a link. You can look at it if you want to. Like, obviously I've got a video, but I've got all the descriptions, and I have to every single one over to the website. Now I'm painstakingly putting everything into the month of the year, so January, February, March, so it's easier to find. Like, it's taking hours. It'll probably take me all day to even get through it.
Yes. So how come you invalidate that so much for yourself, and the validation comes from him? You need to. What is going on with my lights?
I noticed that.
I love that you're like, my lights turn off mid therapy. You haven't even noticed. You didn't say anything. I was like,
I was going to say you're sitting in the dark, but I figured you knew that, so,
I am aware. Yes. It's
I
on
don't,
again.
because sometimes it's hard to see what we're doing right.
So this is important for you. Maybe we need to start you paying attention to validating your own experiences. In this instance, it's the forest through the trees. You needed him today to say, hey, what about this? But I need you to also look at self-validation. We've been talking
Yeah,
about self-validation for a long time.
we have. I was just going to say, this is years of self-validation I need to figure out. But, oh,
Yeah. So how do we self-validate? We look at what's really going on in your life, and you, in your own way, have to tolerate the distress of the positives in yourself too. You're very good at the negatives. What about the positives of yourself?
I know, right?
You're good at things like the storytelling. You talk about that. You're good at that.
Yeah.
You're positive about your effort. So today it is strange that he needed to reflect that to you.
He reflected it to me yesterday morning, and then I had the breakdown yesterday afternoon, which is why I was even more confused, because I literally just had it told me you were achieving far more than you're giving yourself credit, and not even a couple of hours later, I'm a fucking crying mess. I clearly just couldn't accept it, which is ironic because I seen him before and I gave him a compliment and he shook it off, and I was like, you need to accept compliments. And it's like, oh, I think I'm really just seeing that reflection now, actually.
Yes, Olivia. You have answered your own question.
I really have.
Yes.
Well, that's always good because, yesterday I was like, how am I going to get through this? But like I said, I went to bed early, woke up early. I've had a much better day. And I did. I took my notes with me, and I'm actually starting to remember stuff, so it's good.
That's a shift for you. Historically, having a bad day wouldn't lead to being able the next day to start again and see it for different.
Oh, I know.
Get stuck in that, and the diffusion from that's really been a nice change for you.
That is actually something, now that you say it, that I am holding on to, because I'm very aware of the fact that my turnaround time is so much faster.
Oh, yeah.
Like so much faster.
Yeah, it's like when you learn to go for a run. Yeah, right? When you start running, everything hurts for like a week.
Yeah.
Agreed. And then over time, you get better and better, and your recovery time gets less and less. You can catch your breath faster, your bones hurt less.
Yeah.
Until you reach 40, and then things hurt more.
Hey, dude, I'll be 37 this year. I'm still telling myself I'm young, but my theory is, I've been living in chronic pain for so long now. Mm-hmm. But, I've got all the best medicines in the world. Which is another thing why I can't understand why I would tell myself I would stop smoking weed when I've waited my whole life to be legally prescribed it. I told my doctor, and she was just like, take the oils during the day. She's like, but keep vaping at night. It's fine. And I'm like, okay, it's doctor recommended. I'm good with that.
You don't need her to decide your decisions for you.
Sometimes I do, though. That's the thing.
If it's medical related, I suppose you do.
I've told you that I had to write on my cupboard where my coffee cups are, I'm the growing up. It literally says it on my cupboard. You are the growing up, remember? Because I don't remember. I'm very much like a child. A child that likes to smoke weed, which does not sound right.
No, that's...
Hey, it's 3 o'clock and I have not had any, and I'm giving myself I've been saying 5:30, 6 o'clock. But if I make it till 5, it's still a win, is my theory.
Yep.
Hey, I would usually wake up and vape with my first coffee of the morning, so,
No.
No wonder I didn't study.
Yeah, look.
All these revelations coming up.
It impacted, yes.
Yeah, right. Well, I've learned a lot, as I always do with you. I'm very happy. Whoever is doing the emails sent me through everything, so I will not forget our next one, which is good. I think we've got one more before you're on holiday, maybe? I don't know. I haven't actually looked at it, but it's there.
I don't know. I can't see it while you're on my screen.
I can't see it either, but that's
cool.
cool.
It'll be a surprise for both of us.
It will be. It'll be a surprise, yes. But thank you so much. I know we're at time.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much. I'll send you a link later, okay? Just for if you get bored. All right. Bye, darling.
Bye. Have a good day.
You too. Oh, that went better than I thought it would, guys. I'm smiling, so that's always a plus after therapy. I clearly have had a bunch of revelations, as we've seen, which is why I love therapy and highly recommend everyone goes to therapy, because even if you feel like your life is good, you can always benefit from learning something new. But if you can't afford therapy, or your country doesn't provide free therapy like this one does, again, I'm going to say bring out your camera, talk to yourself and watch it back. You'll be surprised at what you learn about yourself. Till later.